Hey guys, Chelsea McPhail, success and confidence coach for female entrepreneurs who are ready to heal their past, heal their relationship with themselves so that they can trust their intuition and do the big, awesome, amazing things they want to do in their business, like hosting the retreats, doing the intensives, masterminds, whatever, like the big, oh, I need to wait until blah, 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 I do this. Those big dreams, going after them now. All right, so today I want to talk to you about what it takes to be truly real and authentic in your business, why it's so important, and how to start doing it. So, why be truly authentic? I'm sure you have your own insane BS meter that you know goes off when you're around someone who's putting on a show, right? You're just like, oh my God, this person's driving me crazy. They're working too hard at just being themselves. It just feels weird, right? It feels too made up, too perfect. So it pushes people away. That's the reality when we try to be too perfect. The other side of this is yes, the beautiful Instagram feeds, the inspirational quotes, the perfect website, it all looks really nice. But the problem with trying to be perfect all the time and having this more business presentation rather than personal presentation is that people have a hard time connecting and asking for help from something that looks perfect and really professionally done, okay? When you need help, right? When you're really struggling, it doesn't feel safe to ask someone who doesn't seem like they have ever experienced the same problem, right? So you might, if you're really struggling, right, you want to go to someone who you feel safe, who's going to understand you, who's going to connect with you, who you know gets it. So when we do the professional hide behind our logo thing, oh, let me fix the lighting a little bit. There we go. When we try to be too professional in our business, when we don't show people that we're human, that we make mistakes, when we don't show them the real side of ourselves in our business, in our life, whatever, we run into a problem because people aren't going to feel safe to ask us for help, right? They have to lower their wall, right, that protects them in order to say hey, I'm having a problem, I need help. So we need to meet them halfway and help them to do this. And the way we do that is showing them that we're human too, that we have problems, that we have faced similar challenges, so that they can connect to us and know who we really are. So the best way I like to do this is by sharing the parts of my life or my business that aren't perfect, right? And the stories that are valuable, how I overcame something. I use Instagram stories a ton to show the really imperfect pieces. Yesterday, for instance, I shared about how I was stressing about something and I was sitting at my computer and I was staring at the screen. And I've been doing the same, working on the same project for 3 hours. Oops, sorry. And I was losing my mind, basically. And so I stood up and I was all right, why am I doing this to myself? I stepped away from the computer, took a break, and did some Instagram story lives real quick about how to do that process, right? Don't beat yourself up. Don't force something that feels difficult. Step away and come back when you feel more inspired. Up your energy, right? The things that I'm all about. So sharing these pieces when I'm struggling, when I'm using my own techniques, when I'm doing the process, right, shows other people yeah, it's not a perfect journey. We have to do these things. We all still struggle. I'm a human. I am not a robot. Because people don't buy from robots. They buy from other people. People want to be connected. They want to know that you get them. So when we're able to share these parts of ourselves, let's see. It's getting the sun and the clouds are doing funky things with the video. So I apologize for that imperfection happening before your eyes. So the pedestal doesn't work. If we hide behind the logo, if we make everything look too perfect, if we don't share the real us, if we don't share things for instance, that I share that aren't even necessarily really relevant to my business, right? Is that I am a feminist. That's a really big piece of who I am. It's a movement that I'm a part of. And it's not necessarily exactly relevant to my business, but I share that piece of myself because I know that there are other people out there who connect with that, who want to be part of that movement, who, because we share that in common, want to work with me, right? So the more I share these things, the more people say like, oh my gosh, you get me. Oh my gosh, we have the same values. Oh my gosh, like, right? That connection is what brings people into our business. So when you want to work with people who you're not just selling a self-study anymore, you're selling these more high-end experiences with people, this is the kind of connection you need to have with them, right? Otherwise, they're not going to go on a trip with you. They're not going to want to go see you speak live. They're not going to want to read your book, right? They're not going to want more. So we need to show them we're humans too, right? So what stops us from doing this? Because we all think we're being real in our business, right? We think like, oh, I know I'm vulnerable. I share stories. I know to do that, right? But the reality is there's always kind of this piece that stops us that says like, well, hey, if I do that though, if I share the real me, people are going to judge me. And that feels terrible. Because if I can keep like one layer of like, well, you may know that part of me, but you don't know this. If I can keep that layer up protecting me, then when I put the other stuff out, it's not so bad. But when you really drop it all and say like, hey guys, this is who I am. I would love to work with you. This is what I do. Whoa, swinging my cord around. This is what I do. This is what, like, the things that I love, that I'm passionate about. And you put that out in the world, you're exposing your entire self to the trolls of the internet, right? Whether they decide to comment on your stuff or not, you know that possibly is out there, that someone's going to say something rude or nasty. And that's going to be about you as a person, right? It's going to be your whole soul, which feels terrible. So how do we do it? How do we gain our confidence around this so that we can attract the right people into our business, so that we can have these much more bigger experiences with people and serve them in the way we really want to? So, healing, right? This is what it comes down to. So many of us, and the reason why it's so difficult to be real in our business and open ourselves up to judgment, is because we're looking for external validation. So what does that mean? Basically, it means that other people, we feel good because other people tell us we feel good. So the validation, the like, you're awesome, you're amazing, is coming from the outside. Most of us rely on this. It's how, until we realize we can create it on our own, this is how most of us just run, like, it's like our default setting, right? External validation. So I went through this, I'd say my whole life. I was very much based on external validation. It made me try to be a perfectionist because I was always trying to make other people happy so that they'd be happy with me, right? I would work extra hard on everything. I would double check everything because I was so afraid that someone was going to say something bad or negative, and I was constantly trying to stop that from happening. So switching from external validation to internal validation is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself, not only in your business, guys, in your life, like across the board, okay? Because when you stop letting other people decide whether you're going to feel good about yourself or not, and you do that for yourself, you take back that power, right? And then it becomes way easier to share because you're sharing it because it's part of your mission and part of your message, not because you're waiting for someone to tell you like, this is the best post ever, right? And not so that you can get like 1,000 likes on your post, or that you have someone, you're sharing it because you want someone to like DM you and work with you, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I sold like 5 of these things today, like, thank goodness, now I can feel good about myself, right? No, that can feel good because that's awesome. But you feeling good as a person, as the leader, as a CEO in your business, as you just as a person, that needs to be able to come from within, right? That can't be about the post. So when you're able to switch that and make that shift into, wow, I love myself because I'm freaking amazing. I love myself because I'm running this business. I'm doing these things. I'm going to create this post because it's part of my mission. It's part of like what I like strategy wise, what I want to be doing in my business to attract new clients, right? When you do it for that reason and you love yourself no matter what, and the validation is there no matter what, it's not scary to be real and to be vulnerable with other people. Is that making sense? So the first step to doing this, I'm going to give you 2 steps today. I don't want to like kill you on this, but one of the first steps to doing this and having the internal validation versus external validation is starting to just be with yourself, right? It's about building a relationship with yourself. Because if you care more about what other people than you do yourself, then yeah, of course you're going to care more about what they think than what you think. So we need to switch that and allow yourself to love on you, have a relationship with you again, feel like you're amazing. Does that make sense? So spend time with yourself, right? This is why I love meditation. This is why I love journaling. And it can be anything as simple as like going for a walk outside, right? Like my dogs are all wandering around here. Like just being outside with them here makes me feel good. It gives me time to process what I'm thinking, what I want to do, how I'm feeling about things, right? So that time, that space to actually be with me is critical to my business. Whenever I think like, oh, I don't have time for that, like, and when you tell yourself this is what I want you to do, is recognize that like this is the best return on, like ROI, return on investment that you can do in your business is investing in you. Okay, so the time you spend on yourself is going to allow you to do the email, the Facebook ad, the whatever, way better, right? Because being in touch with yourself is where it all comes from. If it's not coming from your soul, if it's not coming from your intuition, it's not coming from this deeper message inside of you, then it's not going to go out and have the impact you want it to on the world anyway. So be with yourself, spend time with yourself, whatever practice feels good for you, do that more, right? And it doesn't have to be for an hour a day. Break it up, right? It can be for 5 minutes. But if you're not doing it at all right now, then start with a few minutes a day. Just sit there, be with yourself, journal, whatever feels good. All right, second tip. When you're starting to have the fears of like, oh, I feel like people are judging me. Oh, I don't think this is happening. Write it down, okay? The reason why writing, well, I'm not going to say, I was going to say, the reason why writing is so powerful is blah, blah, blah. I don't actually know why it's so powerful. I just know that it is. Okay? To me, it allows me, instead of like, a lot of times what will happen for me is that my thoughts will be spinning. And if I don't get it down on paper, they'll just stay up there. So if I'm stressed, if I'm worried, if I'm thinking about something, I'm obsessing about it, if I just write it down, it's like I actually took it out of my mind and put it away, right? So it allows me to much more firmly address it, because I can say to myself like, wow, I feel really stressed, I should do something about that, and then keep going and going, and oh yeah, I'm still really stressed, I should do something about that. As soon as I write it down, it allows me to process so much faster, and I just say, okay, like that's what I'm worried about. And I don't even have to address the worry at the time. It's just writing it down and being aware of these fears, right? This is what's going to help you to start addressing, like, is this fear valid? Am I going to listen to it, or am I going to move past this, right? Because we all have fears. They're natural. They're a part of our day. They happen. But the reality is, am I going to let this fear ruminate and grow inside my mind, or am I going to just put it down there, process it, and then do the thing I want to be doing? So being authentic is crazy, crazy important in your business. Whether you're doing it on Instagram stories, whether you're doing it in your Instagram feed, or doing Facebook, wherever, it is what helps people connect to you. It's going to help those high vibe clients and get to know you, feel that connection, and want to buy from you. So try these tips, work them consistently, and then hit reply. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment below. I'm happy to respond, and we're just going to keep building on this over time. But know that your message is more important, right? You're incredible at what you're doing. Your message is important. The confidence will come. This is something that you can build. It's not impossible, but we need to change from looking for other people to tell us we're amazing to knowing we're amazing ourselves. Any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, have a beautiful day.